Yes, sir.
Welcome back to Real Madrid. How are you feeling on this very, very special
So
day,
18 minutes
the
is
day of
long.
your presentation as Real Madrid coach?
Thank you very much. Without a doubt, it's a very emotional day. It's one of those days you'll always remember because I think there's only one chance in life to coach Real Madrid, and today is
Yes,
the
yes,
first
sir.
day.
Yes, sir.
So I feel great
Shut
pride, a
up.
big
Shut
sense
up,
of
real
responsibility,
Vikingos.
but also a lot of excitement and energy. I felt really good returning to what was once my home, feeling it like home again, seeing many people who were already here.
I ain't
That's
gonna lie, the English version of him sound like him. Like in Spanish translate. It's kinda weird.
and I'm eager to start a new chapter.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. Come on.
I've heard you say before that this is a spectacular squad. Fantastic players, very young, with a strong present and a great future, capable of achieving big
Yo,
things.
that's what a lot of people don't understand about this Madrid team. Like most of them have yet to hit their prime. Like Vinny 24, Rodrigo's 23, Jude's 21, Arda's 20, Valverde is probably in his prime right now. Fuck. Our left back situation, they just injured, bro. But they on a little bit on the other side. But our core players still have yet to hit their prime. So that's why when like we didn't have a system for them to play when it was just everyone figure out for himself and just individual ball, it just made a lot of stuff hard because these players need direction. Like it's not like when we had Cristiano, Benzema, all of them. Like these players that we have now, they need direction. So having Xavi, a type of coach that lets the players be themselves, but puts it in the system. I think that's a little bit better for what we need right now, to be honest.
I wanted to ask, there's been talk about whether you've made any requests, like a midfielder, and whether Luka Modric's departure was a mutual decision with the club.
Look, I think it's our duty to always want to improve in any situation, in any aspect of the game, or in squad planning. So, since recently, from the moment I officially became Madrid coach, which was just yesterday, I want to have that open communication with the club to find consensus on how we can improve.
So you did. So you
I
did give
think
some. It's
the
okay to
environment
say
we're
it.
going to be in will demand a lot from us. The squad is very good, as I've said, and I'm eager to get started with them.
Chad, I think training starts like next week, and we got like 6 players healthy for it. What a weird practice. They're playing 3-on-3. Three and
But it's
three
not about arriving
practice,
with
man. That's
demands, it's
crazy.
about being ready to work as a team, always with the intention to improve.
Coaching Real Madrid always requires maximum demand. But when you're replacing the most successful coach in the club's history, do you honestly feel a bit dizzy or overwhelmed by it?
Damn, that's crazy. That's a crazy question. I ain't gonna lie.
No, not at all, and because I think that says a lot about the previous era and what Carlo achieved, right?
It's funny because he played under Carlo too, so like he understands that type of pressure. So it's not like a big thing that he needs to hold on.
Obviously, like you said, the demands at Madrid are always sky high, and you have to accept that challenge. But it's a beautiful one. And I believe we can do things that excite people, that inspire Madridistas, things that reflect the pride that is intrinsic to Real Madrid and its fans. That's why we're here. The people, myself, the coaching staff coming in, those already here, I'm sure we have
Please,
the energy
man.
needed for the push ahead.
Please, Xavi, save us. Please, bro.
I imagine you've been watching Real Madrid this season and done your own analysis.
But chat, I'm so
What
excited,
does
bro.
this team
Like,
need to
oh my
spark that
god.
flame you've spoken about today?
Yes, of course I've been watching. I've definitely done an analysis of what they've played, how the players are doing, but
I wonder if you watched like all the games, bro. That's like a how many games is that? Like 80 games, probably. 80 to 90 games watched throughout the whole season, and you gotta write notes on every one. Damn,
I
bro,
use
that's
that
crazy.
analysis to shape the vision I have for this new project we're starting. In the end, coaches and teams depend on the players, and I think these players are a very high, elite, competitive level. Now the challenge is build a team, bring out the full potential of these players, and get
Yes,
everyone
please.
pulling in the same direction. If we manage that, we'll have a very I won't say unstoppable, but a very powerful force.
They say unstoppable, bro. We need unstoppable. It's fine.
There were two options for your arrival at Madrid, before or after the Club World Cup. Logically, with so few training sessions before the trip to the US, the easier choice would have been to come after. Why now?
No, okay, so I talked about this before, but I thought coming after was better, after the Club World Cup was better, but when you think about it, the more training sessions you have to evaluate the squad and the more that you spend time with the squad, I think is better. So that's what I feel like he saw. So let's see what he says, but I feel like logically thinking about it, it's better to come before, even though it feels a little rushed, but let's see what he says.
Why did you choose to come already?
Well, the circumstances played out for it to happen this way. And once that happened, I saw it as an opportunity from two angles. First, to start getting ahead, getting to know each other, building early on how we want to play. And second, the chance to fight for another title. In the end, it's right there, the first ever expanded Club World Cup. Our ambition will certainly be to win it. And if we can combine both, the preparation and the title, it could be a great start. That's been my thinking.
We need that 100 mil.
How will your Madrid play? There's a lot of excitement around whether it'll be a 3-5-2, if you'll play with two strikers or three. In your mind, how will Xabi Alonso's
We're gonna talk about this. We're gonna make a little thing about talking about the way he plays it. I want to analyze it a little bit.
That's a good question, and I like it because today's football demands flexibility.
Yes.
It demands dynamism, the ability to move pieces around during a match, even before a match. Of course, I have an idea of how we want to play, but that fixed image of a system can shift. It can be more dynamic. What I really want is for the team to transmit emotion, energy, to play with ambition, and to connect with the fans. That symbiosis we're aiming for will be key to a strong start to this era. Whether it's with a back four or a back three, we'll see.
Please, back four,
We've got great
please.
Players who can interpret things well, and we'll work on it.
Yes.
What I love is being on the training pitch with them day to day, having that closeness,
And
to improve their
out,
potential, to bring out the best in each one, and then fit those pieces together into a team.
Cool. We have a proper coach. Come
Staying on a more tactical note, I'd like to ask about your starting philosophy on high pressing. Do you think in today's football it's necessary to maintain high pressure for as long as possible during a game? Are you open to different scenarios? What's your initial idea?
I'm gonna give my idea on this but I feel like you should be able to know when to press and when not to press, because I feel like pressing high all game, you just make your players tired faster, and I don't like space behind it, because I feel like if you're playing attackers that are hella fast, like you cook. We just couldn't use it against Barca this year for some reason, but that's a big example. If you play like a high line and you press up, it leaves you open to a lot of mistakes. But some people like pressing the high all game, but I wouldn't do that. But that's me though. But let's see what he says.
Well, what I like is knowing how to choose the right moments.
Yes, sir.
Yes, with a clear idea, with organization, with control, from when we have the ball to when we don't. We need to know what to do. But yes, these days you need to be able to handle different situations. Press high when it's needed, drop back when it's needed.
The drop back, you gotta know.
Football, active football, proactive football.
Yeah, proactive. That's the key right there, bro.
And I'm convinced we have the
football.
Players for that.
When did you decide to come to Real Madrid? There was a lot of talk about your future,
Chiringuito.
Liverpool. Was there a specific moment when you said, I will be Real Madrid's coach?
Well, this kind of thing has to work both ways. Both sides need to want it. You need Madrid to want you, and you need to want to come. Usually the second part is a given. But since yesterday, I already consider myself the coach of Real Madrid.
Yes, sir. We happy to have you, man.
That excitement, I felt it as soon as it became official. And today, even more so, being here with everyone at the club, with all of you. You start to really feel it. The next step is to be with the players. I've already met a few downstairs and I'll meet the others soon. That's when it truly sinks in.
Yes, sir. I'm so excited, bro. Yo, chat, y'all don't know how excited I am,
You've
bro.
played under coaches like Mourinho, Ancelotti, Guardiola. Is there one who has influenced you more than the others?
You gonna get the PR answer.
I said it
all of
earlier
them.
during the presentation. Probably the fact that I'm sitting here today is thanks to the influence I've had from all of them. Each
See?
one
I
helped
knew
me
it.
a lot. I was lucky to have really great coaches. I always tried to be curious, to stay close to them, even when they made decisions that didn't go in my favor. I tried to understand them, to empathize. My father was a coach too, so he was probably my biggest influence. But
Okay,
with
see,
all
yeah,
of them,
that's a good
I
answer.
started to build my own personality, my own manual. That manual
chat.
gets written
Oh my
day by
God.
day. I'm sure we'll start here with one idea and improve it over time.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I like geek out on this type tactical shit and like how coaches think. I wish I could like pick his brain, bro, on like how he think about the game. That's like one of the best things that you can even like see.
I like that. Being dynamic, evolving. I still have a
Chat,
good
I'm learning
relationship
Spanish
with
too,
all of
so
them and stay in touch. I'm grateful for that and glad it's that way.
They asked you earlier about Modric. Clearly it's a
Man,
club
I miss
decision,
Modric,
but were
chat.
you involved? Did you want him to stay? And with his departure, do you feel like you're missing a player with his profile?
Well, I'm not exactly objective when it comes to Luka. We were teammates, and we had great chemistry on the pitch when he first arrived. After I left, he became the conductor of the team for many years. He's been an incredible legend.
Fuck.
Seeing his emotional farewell the other day, it makes you proud. Proud of what this club is and of what Luka has been. Actually, I was just with him a little while ago. I'll have the privilege of coaching him at the Club World Cup, and I'm going
Man,
to
I wish
enjoy
Luka
that.
could
It
stay,
will be
bro.
a real honor.
Chat, it looks like he's going to AC Milan. Watch me end up
As a
playing him next
player,
year.
you always made very deliberate choices, and now as a coach too. My question is, how do you know when you're ready for Real Madrid? How does a
Hey,
coach know?
when they call you, you know you're ready.
I can feel it, you know? I feel it's the right time. Everything aligns. That's the message I've received, and that's also what I feel, especially since yesterday. People are excited, they're hopeful, they want to believe, and that gives me a lot of energy.
Yes.
Of
You can
course,
tell
you have to
he
prove it
mean
on
it,
the
chat.
pitch. You have to work with the players, but that's exactly what I love and what I want to do. I truly believe it's a good time.
One of the team's biggest problems this season, though it's not over yet with the Club World Cup, has been defence. Ancelotti himself said the team lacked collective commitment, sacrifice,
Yes.
focus, especially the overall defensive balance. How
It's
will you try
all
to
it's
solve
all
that?
here, chat. It's all here.
Yes, I mentioned it earlier. I've
Coach gotta
watched and
force
analyzed
him,
the
bro.
games, and now I'm thinking about what we can do. We want to
I ain't
be a
gonna lie, if you don't
balanced team,
defend,
a team with control, while still
you gotta get outta
respecting
here,
the
bro.
individual qualities of the players, which are obviously crucial. But I want to give everything a collective meaning where everyone knows what we want to do, whether it's pressing or building from the back. That will give us a stability that allows the individual talents to flourish. I believe that will be a key part, both with and without the ball, of our overall success.
fuck, bro. But chat, he say everything right. Oh my god, this is tough.
You said earlier that two things are needed to come here. Madrid has to want you, and you have to want to come, which we assume was always the case. But when did you find out that Madrid wanted you to be their
Good question.
coach?
Good question. Good question.
When did I find out? I'm not sure. Probably yesterday when the official announcement came out.
This man
That's when
lying,
it really
bruh.
hit me. It was pretty clear at that point. Not exactly something you could miss.
Bro, what is pre-roll?
You have a squad with a
guys?
player like Mbappe, who scored over 40 goals again, and a player like Vinicius, who is also a star. Do you already have a plan for how they'll play together?
Hey,
There's always been a lot of debate. Both like to play on the left. Then you have
bro, they should
Rodrigo.
all switch,
Will
bro.
Mbappe continue as more of a number
Like
9?
how PSG
Or
does
is
it.
there a different plan from what we've seen so far to manage two such high-profile players, Vinicius and Mbappe?
First of all, it's a privilege
Why
to have
he yelling?
players of that level, right? Not just Kylian or Vinicius, but many others too.
Kylian.
But without a doubt, they're two game changers, and we have to get the very best out of them. Because if they're performing at their highest level, then the team will be much more likely to win. And that's what we want.
Yes.
Yes, I do have ideas, and yes, I want to work on that. There's still time before we're together with the players, but I'll use that time to develop
Bro,
things. And to
fuck
help them
international
feel it
break,
too.
man. I want to start practice right now. Bro.
That connection, that understanding of what we want and what the right way is, when that exists, everything works better. And with them being top-level players, that's my task.
You mentioned Mbappe and Vinicius. There's a lot of talk about how you'll play defensively, but I'd like to know if you already have an idea in mind for your attacking setup. Will it be with 2 forwards, 3 forwards?
Good.
Well, I think I kind of answered that already.
Good.
It's a good question. Football is
I
dynamic.
didn't really answer
2
that,
can
bro.
become 3, 3 can become 2, or even 5 if you play with 5 in the last line. The
Ah.
key is how we interpret it and how the players can adapt to it.
I ain't
Of
gonna lie.
course, there are injuries and circumstances where players aren't always in their natural position, but we want them to be where they're most comfortable, where they can best show their qualities, physically, technically, tactically, and mentally. That's very important. The good thing is we have good players. Then it's my problem to figure it out.
Yep. It's always a good problem to have, chat.
10 days
Hussein.
ago, Real Madrid made Hausen's signing official. 4 days ago, it was officially announced that Luka Modric would be leaving the club after the Club
Man.
World Cup. Your arrival was made official yesterday, as you said. I'd like to know if those 2 moves were approved by you, if you were aware of them, or if you weren't informed of everything.
Well, obviously, since yesterday I've been involved, we've talked about various things. Everything has been discussed and agreed upon. There are some matters that are my responsibility and others that aren't directly mine, but that will always be the approach, seeing how we can improve and do things better. And as of today, I'm officially here, and I'm already working on making decisions and taking
Bro,
charge.
Xabi, answer the question, man.
You just said you're here to take on responsibilities. Some decisions are yours, some aren't. You also said you spoke with some players this morning. I'd like to know, have you already spoken to Rodrigo? And whether or not you have, is he part of your project for Real Madrid next season?
You better be.
Rodrigo is a Real Madrid player, and every player who is currently part of Real Madrid will have a conversation with me because they deserve it, because we need it, and because we need to get to know each other. Rodrigo is a spectacular player. I'm not the one
Yes, he
discovering
is.
that, and we will need him.
Yes. Yes, he knows.
You've spoken
Chat,
a bit
I'm
about
with-
your game philosophy.
I'm with Rodrigo staying, bro. I'm tired of every Madrid fan going on Twitter and just being weird about this, but he's a very crucial player that we need on the team. Just because he had a bad year last year, everyone had a bad year. Vinny had a bad year, Bellingham had a bad year, Mbappe had a bad, 4 months. Like, bro, everyone had a bad year, bro. Let's not forget what Rodrigo has done for this club. I'm tired of, people not respecting him. Come on.
You mentioned the word proactive, but I'd like to know what you're like with players behind closed doors. Are you a coach who's very close to the players, very hands-on and methodical, or someone who prefers to give them more
I
freedom?
mean, you can be both.
Well, I don't usually like to describe myself this way, but I do need that closeness, that connection, day to day in
Yeah.
training, on match day, in the team talk, on the bench. I need that connection to feel what's happening, to sense how the team is doing, to understand what each player needs. I don't know if that's considered being close or not, but I do
Yeah,
know
yeah,
what
it
my
is.
role is. I'm the coach, but yes, I do like to be close to them.
He sounded like a helicopter parent. Not him, not Xabi himself. The way
You just
that the
mentioned that
announcer
one of your
asked
challenges
it.
is putting players in their best positions. One player who may still be trying to find his ideal role is Jude Bellingham. Within your
Yeah, Jude
footballing
can play
vision,
anywhere, bro.
especially with a strong midfield,
Play
do
man,
you have a
6,
special
8,
place for
10,
him in your plans?
9. He play anything.
I think Jude can be special almost anywhere because he is a special player.
I know.
I know him
He said,
well.
I know.
When I
Yeah.
arrived in Germany, he was at Dortmund, and his breakthrough last season and this one has been incredible. He's a generational player for Real Madrid. I think he's 21 now, right? 21 years
Yeah.
old and already a
That's
fundamental
crazy.
player for this club's future projects.
That's crazy.
This is a great time to work with him, to make him a key
Look,
piece in the
Asensio is
position
older
where
than
I
Jude.
see him, which is as a midfielder.
I was listening to a
With all
podcast.
that-
They said midfield can mean a lot though. 6, 8, 10, but we all know that it means like most likely 8. Play a little deeper than he has been in a couple of years, but
Potential.
We'll
The
see.
goal is to help him be as efficient as possible. That's one of the key steps we're going to take with him. Thank you very much.
muchas gracias. Yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. Chat. That was a good video, man. That was a good video. Shout out to what's the name? What's their name? Shout out to the video. I said L. Real Vikingos channel. W video. Alright, chat. I wanna what's that website called? That lineup website? Lineup builder? This one. I wanna talk about how he's gonna line up a little bit. So let's put out formation. So can we change the formation? Okay. So Xabi Alonso likes staying in 3-5-2, right? Yeah, okay. So he likes let's go with the basics. So let's put Courtois. Okay. I'm gonna just do like I don't even know who's gonna play left center back, bro. I'm gonna just play. We're just gonna go with who's healthy right now, or who seems to be healthy. Let's go Huijsen. That's a Huijsen. Hausen. Let's go Hausen. Let's go Rudy. That's just what I see right now. Let's go Asensio. Fuck. Hey, spell this man's name. Yep, Asensio. Let's go. Ooh, let's go Trent right here. Okay, Trent. Let's do Trent. Let's go Valverde. Okay. Let's go. Ooh, it's gonna be tough. Ooh, let's go Jude. I'll put Jude right here. I'm gonna figure out that part in a little bit. Ooh. Oh, left wing back. Ooh, see, chat. This is what's tough because we don't have. Is it Carreras? We don't have him yet. So I'm gonna go. Ooh, this is tough. I don't put Camavinga here. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm gonna put Camavinga here. This is not like a. We don't have a left back right now. Left wing back. We got Mendy, all of them, but I don't. Yeah, and Tchouaméni. Let's do Tchouaméni. Then we go. Ooh, I don't like leaving. What's the name out? Okay, I don't like leaving. I don't like leaving Rodrigo out, but I'm gonna redo this. Hold on. Vinny. I don't want to leave Rodrigo out. Hold on. Let's see who we take off of Rodrigo. This is tough. I don't like. I gotta play Rodrigo or Arda. So hold on. But chat, I'm just talking about this. I think Rodrigo should be in the starting lineup. I think he should be in the starting lineup. Let's get that over with. Rodrigo should be in the starting lineup. But I'm just gonna play around with the formation and just see like what I would want to see. So chat. He's been playing 3 in the back at by Leverkusen like the whole time he's been there, but he switches out. Sometimes they'll go to like a back 2, I think, and one of the center backs will go up, and a midfield will drop back for him. Like some striker will drop out wide. Some 10. He'll have like 10s, whatever. But chat. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a big fan of 3 in the back because I don't believe in center backs being in wide spaces and going against wingers. I think that's a mismatch that I don't want to explore. I'd rather have an outside back on a winger. They're more agile, they're faster, and they can work with dealing with a winger. Like when you have a 6'3", 6'4" center back going against a winger, it's kind of easier for them to break them down. Unless you're like a freak athlete like Konate and stuff. I don't think we have that type of center back now in our team right now to deal with that. So I'm not a big fan of the 3 in the back. So I think we should be playing 4 in the back. But this is not a bad formation. But okay, so what he has is you have a defensive mid and 2 10s right here, I guess. But they work on defense. But I'm not been putting Valverde at a 10. So Jude will be the one that float through these channels. The left back, Camavinga, whoever, Carreras, Mendy, whatever, will go back and forth. I'm just not a big fan of the center back being left out in the wide spaces to deal with wingers. Like that's not really. I think that's a bad matchup to have. I ain't gonna lie. But then you have your strikers up here. But oh my gosh, this is tough. But I ain't gonna lie. I would rather go to 4-3-3 or 4-5-1. I think this is the best formation to have. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's the best to have. Could we swap him with... Wait. Okay, let's swap him with... Okay. This is not in a bad formation, bro. Where's Trent? The fuck is he playing left back? So, I'll have... It's going to be a 4-3-3, but a 4-5-1 can go into a 4-3-3. So, I have Trent right there. You come out... No, actually, no. I ain't gonna lie. I'll play Asensio ahead of Huijsen right now because I don't know how Huijsen's gonna adapt right now. I think you gotta ease him in before you start starting him. But can I what you call it? I should move him. Okay, let's throw in a conventional left back, whatever. Conventional left back there. I have this. They usually play opposites. Right here. I'll play Rodrigo right here. Actually, hold on. Let's switch. No. You. Just for right now. Maybe take Camavinga out. But why is it not? Let's put Rodrigo in. Put Rodrigo in. You switch with you. You switch with you here. This is not a bad formation, chat. I don't think this is. I think it's making the most sense right now. Having this type, and you can play with so much on this. So attacking, you can go 4-3-3. Have these people right here. I see these people. Have the midfield here. Valverde covers for him. Trent can move up a little bit. Valverde can pick for him. Trent can move into the midfield a little bit and drop back. Jude can drop up a little bit. Mendy's staying up over here. Like he doesn't move up pretty well, but you can have that. Where Endrick at? Bro, Endrick is on the bench, bro. Endrick is not starting ahead of Mbappe, bro. Bro, funny. Then, yeah, so I mean, you have this. You can fill in for Trent when he goes up. Then Trent goes back. Valverde pushes up. Like, you can do so much with this. And after that, I want these three to be able to move. If y'all ever seen the way PSG plays so beautiful, bro. They'll have Due will be right here. Due will move to striker. Dembele will fall out to right wing. Kvaratskhelia moved to right wing. What's his name? Dembele moved to left wing. Or Due will move to left wing, and they'll just keep floating back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That type we need in this type of team. It makes it so much better. It's so much to watch, bro. Like I want to see Valverde push up over here, swap with Vinny sometimes. You know, like get his long range shot off. Vinny cover for him a little bit. Like just switch back and forth. Like, I just want to see synergy between the team because low key we're in the era. It's kind of like basketball where like it's positionless ball now. Like you gotta know your way around the court, and positions don't really after the court. The field, well, in basketball, the court, but around the field where positions really don't matter, and you just gotta be able to be a fucking football player, bro. You gotta know where you are at all times and all of that. But I think a 4-5-1 is not bad. 4-3-3, it's not bad either. But in the defensive way, I think it should go back into a 4-5-1. What we have, I just want to see synergy between the team. I don't really care what we play. A 3-5-2 sounds like what we're gonna play, but there's reports that came out that we might play a 4-3-3 too. But some people are mad because they're saying that the board is failing on giving him the players he need to play a 3-5-2. But I don't really believe in playing three. What you call it? 3 center backs in the back, bro. I'm trying to see. I'm just going through these formations and seeing what they're offering. I ain't gonna lie. Even having did I have a diamond? Let's do a 4-3-3, bro. A 4-3-3 diamond. Is it this? Yeah. Why is it? Hold on. Pop. This right here, chat. I wouldn't mind this. This is not a bad formation, bro. Let's switch Vinny and Mbappe because this is not a bad formation right here, bro. Rodrigo at the 10 would cook, and then you have someone's gonna get, like, God forbid, but someone's gonna get injured. So say, we don't have Jude for how long? We don't have Jude for the past like the first 2 months of the season when the season starts. So look at what you could do. You just plug in Arda right here, bro. Play him deep a little bit, get him used to that position. And if you don't want, then Rodrigo gets subs out. We switch them, and you can throw Kamavinga right here. Look at that, chat. This is beautiful, bro. This is so beautiful. Like all these type of formations that we can play. I'm not a big fan of playing 3 in the back, but if it works, it will work for us. But I just want synergy between the team and them be able to know who should be where and everything. So it's not a bad thing to have. Formations don't matter. It's not a big thing that I'm looking into, but I just hope Xabi can figure this out because we have a lot of players that can play, and I want to see them play. So yeah, but W. Shout out Xavi, man.